What's up, everybody? Hobby with Cage, episode 185. Not on you, on me. I've recorded this episode now. This will be the third time. I hope the internet's working better in my house because, man, I thought I was going to do a quick episode this morning, get it out to you guys to enjoy, and it keeps happening so I hope it's better this time around. Also, this episode of Hobby with Cage brought to you by Arena Club and Bleecker. You also notice a little Fun Your Cards hat there. Not a sponsor, but I just used them recently, and it was a real easy experience. Mark was great. I have the card. Great service. So I figured I wear the hat. Tell you guys I use it and can recommend them. 5-minute episode today, and I've already used a minute up. I saw somebody do a 5-minute episode recently. I'm like, you know what? I could do that. I'm usually 15, 20 minutes. But I can do a 5-minute episode because I want to carry over yesterday's topic about Jayden Daniels, especially because I was watching Get Up this morning and, the ESPN show, and they were talking about Jayden Daniels being like the guy you're going to depend on in a late game, the guy who can win the game for you. And why is he not being discussed in the MVP conversation? Okay. Let's just take a second, right? Let's just take a second. Let's just take a pause and let's just relax on all of that. All right. Jayden Daniels may look like it, right? He may look like it. He may pass the eye test according to a lot of people, but you guys know what pyrite is? That's fool's gold, right? It looks like gold to the untrained eye, but once you start doing a little digging, you do a little testing of it, you do a little, peel back, you realize it's not gold. It's not worth what you thought it was when you first thought you found this gold. It still has some value, right? It's used to make sulfuric acid, and it's used in like paper production, but it's clearly not gold. What the hell am I talking about? Jayden Daniels. Sure, his team won 12 games this year. And yeah, yesterday, if you didn't listen to my episode, you probably should. I made a nice comparison to Dak Prescott's rookie year. Okay? A fun one. I'm not saying Jayden Daniels is Dak Prescott. I wasn't saying he was Mac Jones either. I showed a picture of Mac Jones' card that sold for 6 figures, and I made the comparison for the prices being paid for rookie quarterbacks that don't necessarily pan out to what you think they are. This week, I think, is Jayden Daniels' fool's gold. Yes, he beat Baker Mayfield, who fumbled at a important time in the game and basically gave the game away. 12 wins. Let's peel back the layer of gold and realize that it is fool's gold. He beat the Giants twice, the 3-14 Giants twice, by 3 points and by 5 points. Wins, you can only play who's on your schedule, but let's go through that schedule. The 3-14 Giants beat the 8-9 Cardinals, beat the 3-14 Browns, beat the 5-12 Panthers, beat the 5-12 Bears and needed a Hail Mary to do it, beat the 3-14 Titans, beat the 5-12 Saints by 1 point, beat the 8-9 Falcons and needed overtime to do it, and beat the 7-10 Cowboys. That's 10 of their 12 wins. Not a single one of them has a winning record. And how many times did I say 3-14, 5-12? There were 4 games where teams were 3-14. Another 3 games where teams were 5-12. Half their wins came against literally the bottom of the barrel, and that happens when you're terrible the year before. You get an easier schedule. Bo Nix had the same thing. A lot of easier games. All right, the 2 wins against winning teams. They beat the 9-8 Bengals, but at the time they beat the Bengals were 0 for the season. They hadn't won a game yet. And they only finished 9-8 after making a run at the end of the year. 1 game over 500 because of that last game. Okay. 14-3 Eagles. They beat the 14-3 Eagles. Cage, how are you going to say that that's not a legit win? Well, because that's the game that Kenny Pickett led the Eagles in passing because Jalen Hurts was knocked out of the game. So he has 2 wins against winning teams. 1, the Bengals barely. 2, the Eagles, because they didn't have their quarterback. Sure, he beat Baker. The 10-7 Baker playoffs. It's like Mike Tomlin in the playoffs. That was a nice win. But what I'm telling you about fool's gold is this is as good as that guy's going to look. Because even with Detroit's banged up secondary, this guy's going to play a legit team now. And next year, there's going to be film on him. He's going to have a tougher schedule. He's going to play tougher teams. And I think the shine will come off of the hobby fool's gold that is Jayden Daniels, and that's why I'm recommending to sell. Promise you 5 minutes. Thanks, Fund Your Cards, for helping me fund a card. Arena Club, Derek Jeter on the Jim Rome show yesterday in Bleecker. They got crazy events going on over there. Check them out. They got ComC in-house. They're doing all kinds of stuff. So check it out. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think about the short kind of format here. I'm sure you're not going to like that I'm, crapping on Jayden Daniels again because he's the biggest hobby hero since Jeff Wilson. But this is what I got to do, guys, because I'm right. That's just what it comes down to. I hope this recorded because this was a good one. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.